Hello there, it's Simone, your favorite neighborhood nerd. I'm here today to share some journal updates, some fountain pen updates. I want to share the response that I got from Benu regarding the questions that I have asked. I will also put those responses in comments under the videos of the respective pens. But I just want to share those because I think they are important. I want to fountain pen updates, the Benu thing. What else? Yeah, I think that's going to be all. Oh, I want to also add a journal entry because that is a finding that I had earlier today and I do not want to forget. So that's what we're going to do. Maybe I need to make myself an agenda because I have the feeling that I will forget what I just said. Here we go. So the first thing that I want to share is that I'm still preparing for my traveling. I am planning on filming a full-on "this is what I take with me" to travel later on today, once I'm closer to actually knowing what I'm taking. But what I know for sure is that I am going to separate this journal from my reading journal, which is in here. And I am not taking my reading journal, but I'm taking my regular journal and I'm going to put it in here. Now, when I pulled this out, there was already stuff in here, so I thought we could just do this together. And I can update you on how this is actually going. Let me just preface this by saying not well. And the funny thing is, this is a weekly vertical traveler's notebook from Sterling Ink that I used in 2024, which is actually the reason why I decided to go bigger, because it felt like I didn't have enough room in here, which is really weird because if you look, I wasn't able to finish many of the journal entries that are in here even. I'm not really sure why I thought that was a good idea. Especially in November, December, there were not a lot of things filled in all the way. And I really like how this looks. I'm loving this. And so what I did this last week, well, actually this week, is I am struggling filling the pages here. Maybe I've mentioned in the past how I look at these journaling spreads. Let me see if I have one that is open. This is something that I can start using. There is a grid, there is some lines, there is numbers, there's this space up here, there is some, there is a frame kind of, and it gives me a lot of maybe places to start my spread from. And even though these look like this is a cut down Midori MD 1 page 1 day book, there is also some spaces that I can hook onto. I'm still struggling with the whole is this 1 day? Is this multiple days? What am I going to put in here? How does it look? And I absolutely am aware that probably this is me overthinking what I'm doing, but it leads to me not using this journal, which I absolutely do not want. And so what I decided to do, because I am struggling with the sans and paper so much right now, I decided to order a traveler's notebook insert. So I am going back full circle to where I started out in the beginning. I decided to get the undated version in order to be able to, if a week is just too busy and I don't get to it, like this one, then I can just skip it and not have to have a white page. So this is going to be the experiment with the undated version of the Traveler's Notebook insert. Now, I have no idea how that is going to go. I want to go more into the collage style with that. I just want to plop down some memories, little snippets of the day. And that is another thing that I noticed. I just recently talked about the fact that I am documenting in my journal, I'm documenting the little snippets that I notice during the week, the day, where I am, maybe it's a butterfly, maybe the breeze in the morning was so good, but these little snippets is what I use to put into this type of journal. And for some reason, they're too tiny for this. I have no idea how I can translate that into here. And I know that's a me problem, but I don't want to lose documenting those little snippets because I have a problem using this journal. So what I decided to do is to give myself the, obviously this isn't working well. So I ordered the Traveler's Notebook undated weekly vertical insert. This is basically what I often use or have used in the past. It hopefully feels like home or returning to home. It's not here yet, and it's supposed to get here on Tuesday. I am traveling on Thursday, so I don't know how that is going to work out at all. I'm just gonna go with the flow. It feels right in this moment, and so that's where I'm going. I'm not going to give up on this though, because what I definitely noticed with this journal in 2024 is that sometimes I didn't have enough space. And so I want to have this as the bigger space, and whatever I feel like using, I will use in the moment. And if one fizzles out and one isn't kept on using, I will be totally okay with that. So this plus the weekly insert is going to go in here, and that is going to come with me on my trip. And I took out this pouch here out of my ephemera binder Traveler's Notebook because it's so chunky and so thick, and I might not use this anymore when I'm coming back, but I feel like I need to take it. So what I'm going to do is I will put this in here with the two Traveler's Notebooks that I'm taking, and then see how that is going to go. And then once I'm back, I might take this out and not continue having it around in my Traveler's Notebook, or I'm gonna keep it. It's like, let's test it and see how it's going for now. This I also wanna take. It's a whole set of 1 through 31 meatball day stickers. I went through my stash recently of stuff and got rid of quite a few things, but I couldn't let go of these, and I thought, you know what? Maybe that would be something for the weekly insert. I don't know. We will see, but I'm going to take that with me as well. So this hasn't been finished yet. I kept it around because I was thinking of going back at some point. I haven't had the chance yet. It's the middle of 2025. Maybe I'll never get back here. That's fine. Maybe I will. Who knows? This though, I found that maybe I can put this in here because I have a lot of these quote cards from Brandy Kincaid and her Extravagant Hope mailer. And I don't like how this is on here, so I'm thinking to maybe clip those to this folder out here. And then I will possibly, when I get back, maybe go through those cards and decide what I'm going to do with them. So this is going to stay. This is obviously going to stay. These are the 2 TNs that I'm taking, I think. We will figure it out when we get there. So, fountain pen updates. Now, Benu, let me grab my laptop and I'm going to read to you what my contact wrote. This is also already set up for traveling. So, I had questions about this pen. I wanted them to clarify if this is in fact a white stork. And I'm just gonna read to you, and also I wanted to know a little bit about the background of the artist. And so I'm just going to read to you what they said. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's a white stork in the night sky. The idea was inspired by the landscapes of Armenia. Our artist often mentions that nature is her biggest source of inspiration. As for her background, there's a lot to say. Her name is Ninel Gevorgian. You can also call her Nana, which is how we pronounce it here. Born and raised in Yerevan, Armenia, Nana's creative journey is truly inspiring. She worked alongside the legendary animator Robert Sahakians at Armin Film, and also led a jewelry design team that crafted a special piece for Yerevan's mayors. She joined Benu in 2022, and since then she's brought her love for the intricate detail into miniature art, painting designs like Enchanted Forest and Magic Summer, which showcases her signature micro detailing. And sorry if this was kind of out of focus. I just want to show you again the details on this stork, which I find so fascinating. Like, how is this even possible? I would probably just blob all over this pen. It's just stunning. All right, so that was this. And then the other question that I had about the pixies is that I noticed that these were different. So this is the one that I received when they were first released. This is the one that I received just recently. And I felt that the cap posted so much more secure than this one. And so they said, yes, great observation. The Pixie sets you received are from our newly improved models. So there is improvement here. We took into account all the feedback we received on earlier versions and updated the design to ensure better posting and fewer turns when opening and closing the cap. Oh, really? Let me check. 1, 2, 3.5. And this one is 1, 2, almost 2. So yes, fewer turns for the cap to unscrew and better posting. So let me check. We are currently working on updating the entire Pixie line to this improved format. So going forward, all new Pixies, including those on our website, will have the updated design. For any older stock sold elsewhere, we recommend checking with the seller directly if there's any uncertainty. So just wanted to update you on how to figure out if you're purchasing a new model or an old model. I don't know how, if they're like, you know, like this is obviously better, same price. So why would I want to purchase an older model? Like, are they going to just kind of recall those? Can I request to get sent a new model? I don't know for sure. That would be something that you would have to figure out with the seller. But here you can see this is how this posts, even when I push really hard. And this is how this posts. And it does nothing, it has nothing to do with the washi tape that I stuck on the end here. This has been, if you watch the unboxing or new pen day video on my channel, there is no sticker here and it still posts this securely. So I would totally put my hand in the fire for you. If you are getting a new model, this is going to be amazing. This, I'm not so sure about. So just my 2 cents on these 2 things. I wanted to update you and keep you in the loop. I also realized that I've been saying over and over and over again that I am looking for nib uniqueness, variations, things that are different. So I'm not really amused is not the right word. Maybe let's put it this way. When I'm inking up pens and pens, I'm choosing a huge variety of pens, not necessarily in the shape of the pen, but also in the experience that the nib is going to give me. So here is a Pilot FA nib. I have a Monarch medium nib here. This is a Schmidt nib with a fine nib size. Then I have a titanium nib from Leonardo. I have a Pilot, the bigger size medium nib here. I have a medium nib in the smaller size. I have a Sailor nib. I have a Lamy nib. I have another Monarch nib in the fine version here. And that's when I realized I'm most likely not going to ink up the same nib if I have 2 pens. So, like, you know, so for instance, I had the Pilot 743 in verdigris in a medium nib. Just like this. It's the same nib. And yes, of course, the 743 has a different color and is a cartridge converter pen. But the writing experience, the nib experience, is going to be exactly the same. And since I had owned that Pilot 743 in verdigris, every time I inked up a Pilot medium nib in this size, I would reach for the custom 823. Even though the other one is more convenient, better to clean, easier to use. That tells me that I can absolutely let go of that pen, and that is exactly what I did. Because, as I said, the likelihood that I will ink up 2 of the exact same nib is close to 0. So what I've been looking at recently, so I sold that pen. I have several pens and nibs. Let me bring out the stuff that I'm still thinking about, that I might get either altered or sell. So these are 2 prime examples as well. This is the exact same pen in the exact same nib size. How likely is it going to be that both of these are inked? Not very likely. So I haven't made the decision to let either one of those pens go yet. But if I am deciding to sell a pen, it's very likely going to be one of those. I do have the sailor thing, it's funny. I do have two broad nibs right here. This is a Sailor 1911 large, and this is a Nagasawa Gierske. I really love this broad writing experience. This feels almost a little broader than this one. And when I'm looking with my eye, nothing else I'm looking with, if I'm looking at these two, well, first of all, one of them is coated in black. The other one is not. When I look at this, I almost feel like you can see that there is more tipping on this one. Not sure if this is actually focusing well on this. But what I've been thinking, because I really like both of these pens, and I'm 99% sure that I'm keeping both, instead of getting nib work done on pens that, boring, I'm putting this in quotation marks, this is my personal opinion, boring Jowo nibs, why not get nib work done on pens where I have two nibs off, where I know that I really like both and would love to keep them so that I can have two different nib experiences. So this is one that I would probably want to get a Naginata Togi grind on. And then I do have two of these. This is another coated one. And for some reason, I like the coated sailor nibs just a smidgen more. This is the Imperial Black. This is a medium nib. And then I have a medium sailor nib on this pen. So these are both sailor medium nibs. And I've been really enjoying the Franklin Christoph SIG nibs. Now, I am wondering, is there a chance that Audrey from Franklin Christoph is grinding SIG nibs on other nibs than the Jowo nibs for Franklin Christoph? Does anyone know out there if that there is a chance? Or maybe I would just get my last cursive smooth italic experience wasn't great, but I really like the sliciness of the SIG nib. And so maybe that would be something that I would get on this pen. Yeah, so that's where my thinking goes and what I'm currently, where my mind is floating around. I really think that moving forward, I would rather not buy more pens, but get the nibs made so that I have a lot of great experiences with them. Yeah. So there's that. Now my journal. Let's go back to the journal that I am struggling with. So first of all, I don't really know how I want the layout to look, which I understand. This is a process. I haven't used a traveler's notebook in a while. And I do really like the layouts that I made right here. None of this is, appalling. That sounds really harsh. None of this is, I like flipping through this and I like seeing what I'm seeing. I like that I made this in here, even though it might not be my best sketch ever. I know what this looks like. You know what this looks like. That's all I wanted. I liked how this page turned out. I wasn't sure if I wanted to date the entries, so I do often do it in the reverse, just with the same color, so it doesn't stand out too much. but also there is some entries that don't have dates. Then I wrote about Max's vet appointment, but to be honest, this was almost too much writing. But I also don't want to have more than one single story on one page. So what and how am I going to manage that? I don't know yet. That's where I think the weekly would be really great. I could add this in here, make a little snippet note and done with it, instead of, dedicating a full page to this. And then I received my Extravagant Hope mailer for July this week. And this is when this whole decision was made that I want to go back to the weekly, because that feels most true to me, is this stay true to you. And you can always translate this to so many different things in your life. But when I saw this, I was struggling with my journal. And so I put in, but how do I do that if I feel so very lost in this journal? I have no clue how to make this my own. And that is what got the machinery started to think, okay, I feel lost. I'm not documenting the things that are important to me, so maybe I need something else. And maybe this is a complete failure, maybe not, I don't know. And then I was even compelled to write, even to elaborate on what I had written here. I found something that worked. The world needs your work, it needs your mess and your masterpiece, your grand attempts and your tiny tries. Keep going. And that was like, again, it could be me being on an open stage doing all the things, but also it could just be me struggling with my journals. It's totally okay. I can attach meaning to this however I want, and I wanted to attach the meaning to my journaling practice. So here I am. Another thing, I put it here, I know it's summer, and I know that summers are always really odd and weird for me. It's like my brain is fried and it can't really think. And I also am not using my fountain pens as much as I would want to. And so what I realized when I posted my currently inked video today, and I realized that, when I inked those pens and when I filmed that currently inked and when I wrote with those pens, I had a lot of joy. Let me bring out my ink journal now, just because. So where is that? Did I even... Did I not do an inky mess with all the inks? Doesn't seem like it, but I remember going through the pens that I had inked in June, right here, and deciding which one was going to stay, which one was going to not stay. That brought a lot of joy to me. I had fun testing out the pens, looking at them in my, I think I did it in here somewhere. Yeah. Looking at the ones that were still going, and just, putting those down felt good. And being, I know, sounds odd, being in conversation with those pens, having those experiences, picking a palette of colors that I think would go well with each other. That was a lot of fun. Inking them up, testing them out, writing with them, even if it was just a tiny, snippet right here. And then, you know, writing out here, inking them up, having them. And I have been using some of them in my journal. Now I'm getting confused. Like, there's pens that I'm using. I'm not using them. I'm just not using them very often. And so, you know, inking them up and using them in this journal for a tiny bit, I do form an opinion of them, even though it's not you know, this extensive research that I'm doing. But putting this down, playing with this pen, inking up this Pixie set here, and then writing with the pens and noticing that, oh my goodness, this Waltown Watts with this Sailor medium nib and this ink Sungyo from Pilot Iroshizuku is so wet and I don't enjoy this. I have an opinion of this. I can write it down here. This pen spews ink on the paper. It doesn't matter which paper as well. I thought it was only Tomoe River paper, but nope. It feels uncontrollable, so I uninked it on February 14th, July 14th, 2025. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. I can enjoy my pens, putting them together, having that playtime, inking them up, writing with them for a tiny bit, and it's okay. That's what I want to write. Like this inking, the currently inked spread that I'm making, the ink blobs while I'm picking new pens and inks, creating a fun nib experience, having a variety of pens, picking them out, writing with them, seeing how I like it. That is enough. It doesn't have to be a novel that I have to write with these pens in order to justify having that experience. And now I've talked so much about it, but I just want you to hear it again. I want you to translate it to something that you're not allowing yourself to enjoy. I want you to think what you're doing, and I want you to give yourself permission to enjoy what you are enjoying right now in any way that happens. I think that makes sense. Yeah, it does. You are allowed to ink pens, and that's all. If that's all you do, that's totally okay. You know? And I'm saying that all the time to you in my videos, but I don't really know where the disconnected, why I never apply this to myself. It's annoying. It's super annoying to me that I feel like I am always doing this. I just want to place this here so you know what my opinion is and stance. I just remembered. Yeah, so maybe this sounds odd, maybe it's like total overkill, but I feel like maybe if I write it out, maybe that's what I need to do in order to allow myself to fully believe it. Also, I recently got a letter from Maike from Cat Collage Club. Look what she sent me. I really have no idea if these were already on her, you know, if she's already made those, or if this is actually Max and this is actually me. But I just believe that it's actually me and actually Max. And I just, oh my gosh, do I love these. So amazing. So I'm looking for a pen, stickers. And I know that I haven't cut out a ton of these. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take all of this. It's gonna slim down on my package as well. I know that Maike had a fountain pen related, oh, look at this, water spillage. So I'm looking to find those. Maybe I already cut those apart though. I don't know. I know that there were a lot of fountain pen things. Yeah, let's see, there's one. There's another one. What I do with these is print them 2 sheets to 1 page. I find that the size that comes out like that is really manageable in my journals. Maybe not in this big one. Oh, also, just in case you were wondering, I sold my Esterbrook SD. This is the last Esterbrook SD that I have now. And I'm okay with it. I don't miss a thing. I have found quite a few other pens now, even maker pens that I had dissed for quite a bit, that really make me very happy. And that I would actually say I would buy more. So maybe this one. I'm thinking of this because this looks like the honeycomb Esterbrook SD, which I actually sold. I'm not missing it, so I know it's the right decision that I made, which had you told me before that I would let go of that pen after just very recently acquiring it, like I don't know, it just doesn't compute. So I put a lot of those things, those cut collage clubs without fuzzy cutting them in here. Well, not that many actually. And so now I'm thinking, oh, there's another one. This is smaller. So maybe I'm gonna take, I like the Inky Matters of the Heart because that is exactly what this is about. And I'm gonna combine it with one of those stickers. I just need to figure out which one. So, and I did see where was that? A label kind of thing. Did you see that? This one. I think I want to use that one. Even if it doesn't really go well with each other. So I want to use this. Where do I put this? Maybe I'm going to just put this on the outside here. And then I want to use that sticker sheet right here. So what I'm thinking is that I could keep using this for stuff like that. I think this one is the one that I should use. Now, here's my scissors. And cannot fuzzy cut and talk at the same time. And see how I can make this work with each other. So, like these pep talks, these realizations, if they're maybe more wordy than just a little tiny snippet in the weekly journal. What I'm thinking is putting more stuff into the weekly journal. I don't know if you're following Mitts from My Life Mitts, like how are you not? How have you not found her? And how are you not following her? So, you know what? I'm committing and then I'm working around this. But what I'm not going to do is committing to this not being straight. So, she does a weekly journal. Oh, I know why this is how can I make this? Yeah. So, she has a weekly journal, and I find the way that she does it, it's almost a junk journal of sorts. And I really like how that is turning out. So I feel like that's where I should go. Having some tiny snippets of my week in there, but being very liberal with what I put there. Okay, I'm committing, I'm done, I'm not overthinking. Maybe this is overthinking for you. So she plops in a lot of ephemera that she collects along the way. It's not a lot of written stuff. There's just like tiny snippets. But there is a lot of stuff to look at, and I really like that. And then when I have more stuff to say, more deep thoughts, then maybe I can use this. As I said, this is a work in progress. This is evolving along. You know what? I think I am just going to go with this, even though this is super. Yeah. Do I have a purple inked? No. This is green, brown, that loud. So I have these two in consideration right now. They are the Edelstein Appetite or Warm Heart. They're both loud. I want it to be loud. I have very laid back colors here. Yep, this one. So I'm going to write and then come back and say goodbye. All right, so I wrote this much. This is all I want to say. I took this off because I need to put some glue on here, but now I'm wondering, do I want this up here or rather down here? Is this the open space that I'm leaving? Like, how am I dealing with that? I would rather have it up here, but then I have this weird open space down here. But you know what? This is just how it is, and I'm going to be okay with that. So, I should have brought out my glue book, because this is what happens when you do this. Not good. All right. Ugh. Okay. This was such an easy grab. I should have done this right away. So, there we go. Oh, okay. There we go. So I decided this is going to go up here. Now, what am I going to put anything down there? And what is it going to be? Why is this not sticking now? Excuse me. Really? I hate this. So, someone showed a weird rubber cement eraser, and I do believe I have one of those, but I haven't seen it anywhere in a long time. But maybe I can find it, because that would be so awesome if I could take away that sticky stuff. This is not it. This is some different one. But I believe I have one of those, so I need to figure out if I have it, where I put it. What the heck, man? Why is this coming off? I just put glue on there. Okay. I wish I had something that I would put there. I don't know. It feels like it needs a conclusion down here. Nope, this doesn't look right. No washi then. What else could we put here? Maybe the date for now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this like that. Do you know how, I mean, you can see this is bothering me so much. One more flip, and then I'm good. Life is short, love yourself more. This kind of does not fit at all. No, no, no. Oh my God. Let's just temper tantrum on the floor for this. Why? Why do I feel the urge that something needs to go there? I don't get it. I mean, probably I do, but I don't really know what to do about it. And I'm not sure that I should, if that makes sense. But also, I can't stop flipping through things and feeling like I want to put something there. So how do we stop that? You know what I'm going to do? Completely unrelated to this. I am just going to stick this down here. Even though it has nothing to do with it, I like the colors, and I feel like it pulls it together. But also, why is this peeling off? Are you effing serious? And then all of this glue residue around? Rubber cement, or whatever that rubber is called. Need to find it. Okay, this is it. I hope you are giving yourself grace and you're enjoying your summer. I will see you again soon. Until then, bye.